Are we back?
We're back.
We're back. My gosh, what a cluster.
You know what happened? We've got, there's actually on our microphone, it has a bad connection, and we thought we had it fixed. Well, guess what? We don't. So welcome to live TV, folks.
We didn't put enough duct tape on that wire right there.
Duct tape fixes everything, Kurt.
Well, that's what Red Green used to say.
For sure.
So anyway, we're just getting
Don't
down.
touch that microphone.
Nothing.
Yeah,
Maybe
nothing.
we shouldn't set anything on the table.
Yeah, we got a microphone on the table that does have a little bit of a connection issue, and that's what no audio equals no connection.
Yeah, once the audio shuts off, it closes your
Right.
account out. So there we are.
So does everything look good now? We're all pretty and fancy again.
And we've never had that happen before, so you guys are living this live with us.
Yeah, I mean that's
Hopefully
just
it'll
part
never
of it.
happen again, right?
That's
Yeah.
just part of it. But we got about 4 or 5 minutes to kill here before our guest comes on. And we hope y'all stuck around and fought this out. I don't know if the Facebook link is a good link anymore. So if you're on Facebook or you were on Facebook, hopefully you've switched over to YouTube. And
Yeah, and
catch us there.
I don't know if the Facebook link is live or not.
I put it up to share.
Yeah.
That doesn't.
But that one's gone. I know.
I think that one's probably gone. But
Wow, what an event!
Well, and this is a perfect
And we were
example.
into the best show we've ever had.
is that right?
We were.
Well, I'm thinking you may be right.
Well, and that's one more example, though, on why we don't take down lives is because we've got a great guest coming up. And,
We do.
And that'll be something that you'll want to go back and possibly, rewatch or share.
Now
When they come
we're
around
new to this, and our producer's new to this, and this ain't on him. It's on us. But I don't know how the live call-in works once you disconnect.
We just jiggly the wire a little bit.
That's
Producer
your
says,
link.
don't touch it. We just shake that wire a little bit. Everything should be fine.
No.
But look, we were talking about Marketplace, and we'll wrap
We
it
will.
up with this.
Yeah.
Here's my problem with Marketplace, and I've used it to buy and sell a lot of items.
Yeah.
One thing I always do is I try to make sure I get back in touch with people that are interested in what I'm selling.
Yes.
Why is that, Curtis?
Well, because that's what the expectation is.
Right.
But so many times, and we've all done it, we've ran in, I see an item I wanted, whether it's a part, whether it's a car or truck.
Right.
Greg had a problem with a Dodge truck. He would have bought this truck
I would have.
if the guy would have responded in any kind of timely manner.
Any kind of timely manner.
I'm right now in the middle of waiting for a guy to let me know. A quick story. My wife's old Monte Carlo got sold several years ago. I relocated it for sale on
Which is
Marketplace.
unbelievable.
The gentleman who has it is terrible about responding. Not only is he terrible, he didn't even open up my last 2 messages.
Yeah.
I've asked him to call me. I look at it like this. If you're selling the car, I'm a buyer. Get in touch with me.
Right.
I've told you as much. Please get in touch with me. They just don't do it.
Kevin, what's yours?
A few months ago, I got a hold of somebody had a 78, looked interesting, 78 Firebird, and right off the bat, I mean, the very first communication with him is a complaint about how many people have been contacting him and how he hasn't got time, for any tire kickers. He hasn't got, I mean, just complaint after complaint. Couldn't set up a time to come see it. It was one of them deals to where I actually just walked away.
But how does he know you're a tire kicker? How does he know you're
Well,
not sitting there with the money ready to buy? That's my problem
It's
with it,
my
Greg.
first
You know what?
communication with him.
That's right. Put it up on your description. No tire kickers.
No tire kicker.
Firm.
And be cordial with potential buyers. We all know there's
Yeah.
spam out there.
Oh, big time.
And there's people asking
Oh, my
on the auto reply, is this for sale? I never do that.
Right.
I want you to know I'm real. I'll offer up a phone number. But these folks that are trying to sell stuff or are posting things for sale, please be more responsive. There is people out here interested in what you're selling,
There really is.
but you have to communicate with that person.
Put up the clearest description that you can.
Yeah.
Reply to everybody who's legit and offer them something. Because I have backed out of purchases. Curtis has backed out of and Kevin even has backed out of purchases. And
Well, we just can't you just can't keep going, chasing a wild rabbit, so to speak.
Yeah.
You put something out there, you've got people that are interested in it, us three
Yeah.
included. We've all experienced this, and then we can't get a hold of the seller. There's nothing more frustrating. It's like going to somebody's yard who has a car out for sale, but they're never home,
Right.
and there's no way to get in
Or
touch
they're,
with
you
them.
know, they're home and they won't answer the door.
Or if you get in touch with somebody and say, I'm interested in what you're selling,
Right.
please contact me ASAP. The very next thing you see is sold.
Right. Right.
Give me the courtesy of saying, I'm sorry, there was someone ahead of you and they bought it.
And I've got a couple more tips that we'll share at a future time.
Yeah.
Because, man, we've got the C10 truck nerd coming on, Chad, and we're going to talk to him.
Yeah, he's coming on at 6:30, so we want to make
Yep.
sure you guys get a chance, if you didn't already, get that cold drink. But we're going to have Chad, the C10 truck nerd on YouTube, joining us next. So y'all stick around. We'll be right back.
Be worth it.
Hey guys, it's the Chad.
That wasn't his video.
We're back, I think. I hope.
Well, I think we've also got Chad on.
Yeah, and
on
joining
as well.
us on the line is Chad from the C10 Truck Nerd
Yep.
YouTube channel.
That's right.
So
And he's also got a Facebook channel, so look that up as well.
yeah,
Chad, are you on there?
I'm here, guys. How are you?
Awesome.
Oh, man. Woo! I tell you what, we have had a doozy of an evening so far. It's the first time we've ever been shut down, but we lost.
we had a little technical difficulty. Let's just say
We
that.
do, man. I've seen that happen on live TV, Chad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have to. Home
I
Shopping
can
Network.
send my production crew over there. Here's
Yeah,
oh,
well,
wait, it's
maybe
it's
you
just
should.
me.
We'd love to borrow one. Chad, thanks for joining us tonight. We're glad to have you on Heartland Hot Rods Live here. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your YouTube channel, if you would.
Yeah, you bet. So I'm based out just outside of Wichita, Kansas, and we've been running our YouTube channel, which is called C10 Truck Nerd. Been going a little over 4 years now with that, and we started the channel was called It's the Chad when I started it, and we've kind of branched over into everybody started calling me C10 Truck Nerd because all my knowledge with these old 67 to 72s, and it was just a little bit more fitting. So we transitioned the channel name about a year and a half, 2 years ago, full time over to the C10 Truck Nerd. But that's our main thing. We just mainly specialize in 67 to 72 GM trucks. I've had a lot of square bodies and other things over the year, but that's just kind of been my passion is that 6 year of the Action Line series.
Sure. Well, that's a neat. So you started about 4 years ago. Exclusively, your niche was C10 trucks, 67 to 72. Uh, was it a struggle in the beginning getting your channel going, or is it for anybody that may want to start it, is watching tonight that may want to start a YouTube channel? Is it a hard process in your mind?
Yeah, I was fortunate enough. My cousin Garrett, I call him the enabler, the one that's in a lot of my videos, doing stuff with me. He actually started his. He has a channel called Challenged One, but he started his YouTube channel prior to me, and we kind of got. I got out of the C10 world for a long time, and about 4 years ago, I jumped back into it pretty heavy, and I ended up buying a. I wanted a 71 C10, and we kind of found the one that I wanted, but it also came with about, you know, 10, 10 other vehicles just blown completely apart. So we had to take it all. It was all or nothing for that. So since
Wow.
I had quite a bit of knowledge of knowing everything about these Action Line series truck, Garrett said, "Hey, you should start a YouTube channel about parts ID and all that." And I was like, "Okay, well, what's that like?" So I kind of dipped my toes in the water there, and please don't watch any of my videos my first year. They're absolutely horrible.
Oh,
Uh,
sometimes they're the best, Chad.
that's what happens. I was telling Greg earlier, the video that you don't expect to hit big is the one that'll hit big, and it was probably one of your worst ones you ever did. But that's
You
just the
know,
way the
we've
cookie
experienced
crumbles.
this. Yeah, we've experienced the same situation, it seems. Greg, you got a couple questions you want to
I
ask
do.
him
I
too.
just want to know: did you own a C10 before you started your channel? Is that what
So
brought
I
you into the C10 love?
Well, I my first truck was a 79 C10. That was the first one I had in high school when I was 14, or I guess I was in middle school at the time. That was Dad's old company truck at a Greenlight Auto that he had bought and brought home. So that was my first truck, but I always had the affinity was 67 to 72. So he and I, when I was 15, bought a 71, and we spent about 2.5 years restoring that through high school. So that got me hooked on it. Moved to the big city, had to sell it, and then I just kept buying these. And then I got married, sold another one, then had a kid, sold another one, and then we ended up having twins. So I ended up selling everything I had. Just got out of the game for a little while, and I decided I wanted to have one more 71 C10, kind of like Dad and I had built, and here I am 10 trucks later.
Yeah, you know, Chad, I'm kind of the same way. Uh, got married and kind of you get to thinking a little bit different, and then I actually had twin boys come along. Uh, I can't blame them now
I
for
know.
my habit. They're in their 30s, but you know, life changes our direction sometimes, but we do what we can for our family. And I got my father passed away about 4 years ago, and he left a couple of C10s, three actually, 71 and a pair of 72s sitting. And
Nice.
I brought my favorite of those home last week, thanks to with Greg's help and a couple of buddies. So
Yeah.
here I go. I'm back in the C10 thing. I built a '68 Firebird, but got it all done, and now I'm on the '72 Cheyenne truck.
Nice.
You know, Chad, I
Well,
couldn't
what?
help but to notice whenever you're talking about that first truck and working on it with your dad. You know, do you think that has something to do with the affinity of the C10s? You know, in that video that we just showed, it had you working on it with your daughter and your kids. You know, is that part of the appeal? You think?
Oh, 100%. I
Yeah.
always kind of my saying is, the trucks are great, but it's the memories and the stories behind them that are what it's all about to me. That these trucks can come and go, but the majority of the reason I think we all do car stuff is because we're reliving memories or taking ourselves back to that special time in our life. And even though the time with Dad may be gone, it's time to relive those or make their own memories with your own kids or even the neighbor kid down the street that doesn't have parents that know anything about cars. So I think it's just being in that car culture, just helping people out and keeping it alive. Because without us, what's next?
Yeah.
Right.
You're right.
You're absolutely right, Chad. That staying, building those memories is something that we talk about a lot, and trying to relive those memories that we had from our younger days, as well. That kind of keeps us in the game a little bit. It's So one thing I would like to ask you, how many trucks do you currently own? 67 to 72, and what are you working on?
If my wife's watching, then just hit
Oh,
mute
sorry
right
about
now.
that. Chad,
Sorry.
let me break in on this before we go any further.
Should have clarified.
I did not warn him. Apparently, he didn't watch the video. That
Yeah.
put out.
No.
Well, I mean, you can be vague.
I talk a big game, but she knows what's going on.
Sure.
Hit or miss. I'd say if you would say like majority, I have 10 right now. I mean, they're in various stages of junk, so it just kind
Sure.
of depends where you are on that. I've only got 4 here at the house right now, and I've got one at my cousin's, and I've got another handful of them out at my buddy's pasture, just rotten, waiting but rotting at the same time.
You've always got one to work on, though, don't you?
Yeah,
Chad, real quick, you started out with your channel on parts. Do you deal in parts, or are you a resource for others?
So yeah, I do a lot of the trucks that we can't save. I usually part them out. At that point, then I do a lot of stuff. I mean, I'm pretty big on marketplaces. I sell a lot of stuff there, again, it's not to get rich. It's just to kind of pay for the next parts that we need for the channel. But it's the whole point of it to me is it's pretty awesome to see guys on really tight budgets or a teenager, a teen and his dad came by yesterday afternoon and picked up a set of lower control arms. It's
Cool.
just cool to see that stuff happening. I mean, I don't make a ton of money because sometimes I give too many parts away just because I'm like, hey, that's cool, and I'm like, bad business model, but that part's pretty cool. But here in a couple weeks in downtown Wichita, they have the big sunflower swap meet. So every year, my oldest daughter, she goes and works that with me for a couple days. So again, we don't get rich, but it's just the time to spend a couple days with her and all those guys. There's not very many kids in this world at swap meets, so having a female there, I mean, everybody around us just gravitates towards her, and they spoil her like crazy there.
That's
So
great.
it's pretty fun.
Yeah. I've seen her, and apparently we had her in the video. I think, did we get that video up, Luke, a little bit? We did, and they're all cute kids you have there. So that you'll draw them in like a magnet with that.
They'll remember it
Oh,
forever as well.
So
Oh,
what
yeah.
determines, in your mind, a truck that needs to be parted out versus one you would like to restore?
A lot of it and it all depends where you are in the U.S. too. Is like if I have something that doesn't have a VIN plate, then obviously it's
Sure.
toast to me. It's just a parts truck. A lot of them here, and I feel maybe we part some out here in the Midwest sooner than they need to. But if I've got a ton of eyebrow rust all the way across the roof line, or they pillars completely trashed in these, then usually I'll let those go. And then, of course, then I hear people out on the East Coast going, "I can't believe you would park that truck out. That's like gold here." And I'm like,
Oh yeah,
sorry.
you hear all kinds of things. Yeah.
But something that's been hit pretty hard. But it's just looking beyond a junky truck sitting in the field. I mean, there's so many year specific parts, or so many parts that they don't repop that we just send to the crusher. And then the next thing you know, they're like, "Hey, do you happen to have one of these actuator springs for the front passenger kick panel?" And I'm like, yeah, I do. So it's just kind of weird how that works.
My dad was of the opinion that you should keep it all because you never know.
Yeah, that's the pack rat in us, right?
Yeah, and he had that. So I watched a video over the weekend. I think the name of your truck was Forest.
That's
Is that
Forest,
your current project right now?
Yep. So that's my 71 GMC 1500 we bought. And I kind of wanted an all green. I'm a green guy, so I wanted an all green patina truck. And the deal was to make that kind of our YouTube channel, kind of a budget build, get it back on the road as quick as we could. And, you know, we're on 3 years now and it hasn't moved. So I finally said, that's it. We're doing it. So in the background for about a year and a half, I knew what I wanted to do with it, and we're doing a full frame off build on a high school kid budget. So we're finally kicking that off now. It's in motion. I'm trying to get the shop here finished so I can get it indoors. But the time I get going on it, it'll be spring, and then I won't have to worry about being indoors. So just the
Good
way it
luck on
is.
that budget.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you had mentioned Chad on a couple of your videos, and you've now picked up a couple advertisers or sponsors,
Affiliates.
affiliates. Would
Yep.
any of them you want to plug here real quick?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. No, I've always been when it comes to the sheet metal world and aftermarket parts for metal, I've always been a huge fan of Auto Metal Direct. We have a local dealer here in Wichita area for Kansas that lives about 20 minutes from me, so it's nice to be able to go over and snag parts there. So when we were at SEMA a couple years ago, I got to talking to Jason Chandler with AMD and, you know, kind of pitched what we were going to be doing with this and see if they wanted to jump on board. And Wizards Products out of Minnesota up there. We work with them on Garrett's 66 Fairlane. We just went through and ceramic coated, you know, the 60-year-old paint just to see how it would, patina paint to see how it would work. So they want to help out. And then of course, Derek and Greg with precision replacement parts. They've I just love their weather stripping and all that. So I've got to know them from different events and SEMA and different things like that too. So Long Shot Fabrications out of Oklahoma, they're going to be working. I haven't really disclosed what they're doing with us yet, but they'll be on board with us as well.
Always a bonus to have those affiliate guys to help and on these builds.
Oh, absolutely. I always, you know, a lot of companies out there, I won't do anything that I wouldn't actually use. You know, there's a lot of people that, you know, in the sending you emails, hey, you know, we'll give you a free product or we'll give you a discount if you say how good our crap is. And I'm like, well, I only will plug stuff that I would actually use. And if it sucks, and that's the good thing about everybody that I partner with is if I don't like it or there's a way to improve it, then they're like, be honest, tell us that, and tell your customers that. You know, that's kind of what we are looking as honest feedback.
Sure.
Help one another out in this YouTube and auto world. I mean, it's a big thing. So you've got some merch that you sell too, right?
Yeah, a little bit. We kicked off, so we got a few designs of T-shirts and some sweatshirts and stuff like that we make. I got a local high school that I help teach drivers at in the summers. They run a screen print shop out there, so it's kind of fun to go through and let them make these shirts. You know, I got to watch quality control. Sometimes you'll get a shirt and it's completely sideways or something like that. So, but it's pretty fun to watch. You know, college isn't for everybody, and you know that. So anytime where we can go through and teach kids new skills in high school and automotive classes, anything like that, man, I'm all for it, and it teaches them a life skill too out there. But we have a lot of fun doing that. So they help me with the designs and make those too. So it's pretty fun to support these kids.
What's the best way to find the merchandise?
So we've got it on our website at c10trucknerd.com.
Right.
People can also reach out to me at either Instagram or Facebook at C10trucknerd. I don't have commerce set up on the website yet. We're struggling with some things there. You know how
we
how that
understand
all works. But people can just shoot me messages for sizes or emails. My email's itsthechad71@gmail.com. And then I can get people prices, sizes, availability, all that stuff there. But that's kind of cool. It's kind of cool to see,
cool.
go around, see people wearing shirts and different things like that. It's a lot easier to wear a shirt that says C10 Truck Nerd than It's the Chad. So that
Sure.
kind of helps.
Do you set them up at the like the swaps?
Yeah, we do.
events?
Yep, we put them up at the swap meets, stuff like that too. And it was this gal last night. She messaged me, her husband. She's surprising her husband with a couple of shirts for his birthday. So we gotta send them to a different address so she can surprise him. So that's pretty cool.
There's there's a little bit of work involved in that merchandise and handling it, and the mail order process.
Man, shipping's terrible
Shipping.
anymore. I feel bad for folks. I don't ship parts very often, but man, they about have a
Crazy.
stroke when I tell them, hey, guess what? This brake pedal assembly is going to cost you $100.
Yeah.
It's just chaos.
It sure is. Kurt?
Well, Chad, we can't thank you enough for coming on tonight. We love your
Oh,
channel
shoot.
here, by the way, and we've been telling folks about it, and we're glad you came on as a guest tonight with us. And man, we want to wish you the best of luck and success with your builds and doing that with your family. I think that's a neat process. I wish more folks did that. To me, it's about building memories with your kids, and you're doing that with your C10 trucks, and it gives them an interest and some ability to learn some mechanical, use your hands type skills, But it's been a pleasure having you on, and we're gonna keep following you, and we want to encourage all the folks here at Heartland Hot Rods to go over to your channel and subscribe and follow you as well.
I know your goal this booted
Well, we lost him just like that.
that quick.
That quick. Well, folks, I tell you, we've had a semi-rough night, to say the least. But so I think we probably would be better off to cut it a little bit short tonight and leave it with Chad and his channel.
So I'm going to say it's C10 Truck Nerd on YouTube and the C10 Truck Nerd on Facebook. But we'd love for you to go to his channel. He's a great guy. But on the C10 information, he's got some videos that are very helpful for those that are building.
Informative, yes.
Yes, building C10. So we really appreciate you guys watching us, but we really appreciate you showing this guy Chad the appreciation.
Yeah, show him some love. We would
Yeah.
we like to include folks that have the same ambitions and the same desires and things for old classics, and keeping them out there, keeping them going.
Keeping them alive.
And folks would love to tell you what we've got the Highway Rodders president coming on next week for a car club. He's
That'll
gonna
be
talk.
March 3rd. Is that right? Second?
I have no idea.
I don't know. I'm no
But
count.
next Monday,
I think
it'll
it's the
be on.
second.
Yeah, the second, next Monday. So tune in. You'll see these same three beautiful faces.
Knowing as little as we do,
And maybe minus the glitches, you think?
I tell you, we've
We've got a little bit of stuff to maybe work on. We're not sure what caused our glitches tonight. But again, thanks, Greg, Kevin.
Thank you.
C10
Thanks,
Truck
Kurt.
Nerd Chad's a great guy. Make sure you check him out on YouTube. And we're looking forward to next week with no problems.
Absolutely. Thank you for all liking, sharing, and subscribing.
And we appreciate you.
Yes.
See you next week.
Heartland hot rods, burning down the roads. No worries about tomorrow or ever growing old. Friday nights we're shifting gears, seldom they were stopped. 3 young souls